What's up, Jake Invest? Today I'm going to talk about Rivian stock and why I think that I am going to avoid this stock. Alright, let's take a look at Rivian's statistics and let's see how they're doing as a company. And there's also a lot more things that we need to get into about this company and why it's probably not a good investment. Their earnings yield is negative 18%. Their free cash flow yield is negative 17%. So if we go down to the balance sheet, the company has 18.13 billion in cash and 1.53 billion in debt, given a net cash position of a 16.6 billion or 18.79. And if you look at the cash flow, in the last 12 months, operating cash flow was negative 2.62 billion and capital expenditures was negative 0.179 billion, giving a free cash flow of negative 4.42 billion, which is not good. You do not want a negative free cash flow. Their gross margin is negative 845% with a operating and profit margins of negative 7,672% and negative 8,523%. So, I mean, that just does not look good. So this company is like losing a bunch of money. If you look at income statement, in the last 12 months, Rivian had revenue of 55 million and negative 4.69 billion in losses. Earnings per share was negative $22.98. So the price to sales ratio is 462, and it shows how expensive a stock is compared to the revenue. So it's very expensive. So this stock is literally just not a good investment if you look at it in the financial statements. Right now, it could be one day a good investment if they start actually producing vehicles a lot. If we look at the forecast, it has a high of 154, an average of 81, and a low of $35, which I really don't believe is going to happen, at least anytime soon. I think the high estimate is a little out there, but hey, you never know what's going to happen in the stock market. So that's the financials. Ford plans to dump 8 million of its 102 million share stake of Rivian. Ford reported a net loss of 3.1 billion in the first quarter, driven by a steep loss in valuation of Rivian's stake. Ford said it suffered a 5.4 billion mark-to-market loss on its investment. So they lost a shit ton of money, and if they would have sold out at the high, they would have made like $5 billion. And not only that, but Amazon reported its first quarterly loss since 2015, a $7.6 billion loss in value of its stock investment in Rivian. If you look at the stock price now compared to its 52-week high, Rivian is down 83.9% from its all-time highs. If anything would happen to the company, it could go down or it could go back up, right? I think it could still go down another 10%. That's not rare in the stock market we see today. There are a lot of stocks that are down 90% from their all-time highs. There was a huge bubble and it popped. Now, the whole stock market isn't down much compared to these speculative, unprofitable companies, and I think unprofitable companies could be a big risk to invest in right now. Now, if you really think Rivian's gonna like go up one day or they're gonna be successful, maybe wait a little bit longer. For me, if I was gonna do it, this is not financial advice. Also, like, subscribe if you enjoy this video or get any information out of it. That's all I ask, man. But you never know what's going to happen, right? You just got to look into the fundamentals of the company to see how they're doing. So this is an older article from November 19th. It said Ford and Rivian have scrapped plans to create an electric vehicle. Rivian confirmed to Forbes on Friday, 2 years after they announced a multi-million-dollar partnership. So Ford was supposed to be using these skateboards to use in their vehicles, but they decided to drop that deal. So that's not good for Rivian. And at the beginning of March, the company said that the normal factory capacity to produce 50,000 vehicles in 2022, but due to supply chain difficulties, Rivian would manufacture only half of that number, 25,000. These operation difficulties are reflected on the stock market as Rivian shares have slumped 72.2% this year The market cap at Rivian has shrunk by 66 billion to $25 billion market cap from December to May 6th. I actually looked into this company whenever it was at 170, but I was like, whoa, this company's way too high right now to invest in. There's way too much hype. Amazon's a shareholder, therefore it's no surprise that the shares of Amazon and Ford and Rivian have also been hit. These big companies, too big to fail companies, invested in these speculative companies, which made them lose billions of dollars and a lot of their initial investment. You gotta watch out for this shit, and everybody invested in there because of Ford investing in it and Amazon investing in it, and it was this big EV craze going on. Everybody's excited about it, so hey, there's a lot of fear missing out. However, right now the stock market has a lot of FUD, there's a lot of fear. But the good thing is that Amazon wanted 100,000 vehicles by 2030, so hopefully they're going to be able to make all these vehicles for Amazon. So Ford and Amazon, they tanked, and it's because of Rivian. So honestly, right now, what's a good investment, right? So I think Amazon could be a good investment. I think Ford, nobody cares about Ford really, and it's like an old stock, an old company, but it is a decent investment. I made some money off of it. It did go up to $20 a share. Amazon, I think Amazon's at a good price, or it's getting to a good price to start investing in, and it tanked all the way down to 2300. So Amazon's a super good company, and I don't think that they're gonna miss their earnings again, because unless Rivian goes down to $1 a share, we'll see what their earnings are. Wow, I can't believe they lost $3 billion. You didn't have to invest in Amazon when they IPO'd. It was more expensive than later on, before they became profitable, and once they became profitable, it was at a cheaper price. So I think that it's best to just wait for a company to be successful and profitable, and once they do start proving themselves, that I think would be a good time for me to invest. I'm not recommending anyone do anything. This is not financial advice, but hey, I hope you got some information out of this. If you do get into speculative stocks, do it with a small percentage of your portfolio. Don't invest your life savings into this crap. I prefer ETFs and really solid companies. I would say the majority of my portfolio is in ETFs, like VTI, VT, and VU. There is a video up there about ETFs that you could watch. Like and subscribe. Peace.